Welcome to the Fermented Homestead. If you're new here, my name's Anna, and on this channel, I'm sharing our journey of learning how to turn our home into a homestead. Today is Farmer's Market Day, and I figured I'd kind of show you what I do ahead of time to set up for actually going, because it is pretty far away, and I usually do end up staying gone for about half the day. So the stuff that I buy at the farmer's market needs to stay good long enough for me to actually make it home. So here's what I do. I have this cooler here. Right? And if I'm good, I'll empty it out the week before, which I did not. So we have an ice maker, as you can see right there, and it does work. However, I never remember to actually like empty it out and refill. It's not enough to actually get through the day. So I have figured out that I can take my silicone molds and fill them up ahead of time. And these ones last a lot longer because they're much bigger pieces of ice. So use those also. I tried to use a loaf pan too. It just stuck to this. A couple things that you could do with this is it's like a miniature little like bread loaf pan thing. You can set this in some warm water, or like run some warm water over it for just a second, and that will loosen it. Or you can just throw a whole pan in there. That's probably what I would do, because that makes the most sense to me. It'll stay nice and cold. For these ones in silicone molds are perfect because they just come right out. And I'll just fill these up. Tonight, I'll probably, for next week, I'll probably do, like, cycle these out like twice. And I'm only doing this to save like $3, but it's still worth saving $3 because $3 adds up every week. And it's the annoyance of having to stop at the store to get it. Another thing I like to bring is glass milk jugs because I get the milk at the same time. Like, it's just basically an errand kind of day. So a glass milk jug so I can get my raw milk. I'm also bringing a big tarp because I'm gonna pick up some compost while I'm in town, and then a little cat carrier in case I come across any little furries that I wanna bring home.
Cleaning these mason jars from an old abandoned mobile home. Looks like quite a lot of jars that were from the mobile home. It's going to take a while to clean these. That's where it used to be. Uh-oh, we got to unload this soil later today. Let's see what these cats are up to. I'm actually going to rush through the door. Let's see. No? Oh, yep, they're trying to get in. For some reason. Hey, what's up? Hi. Come on in. Now that you come to the door and I open it up, you don't want to come in. Okay. Got some pork belly for breakfast. This is what the wife had. Some ranch, wild broccoli. I just installed this blinder yesterday. See how the plants are doing. Very nice. Hallway painting is finally done. To my candle holder. All that's left now is to find some really good molding to put on the bottom here. Finish it off real nice. How's the duck feeding?
Successful.
Got Miss Brown at a place a couple years back. What do you think about that? Nice coffee cup. Huh? It's time for my breakfast. Thanks, wife. I think it's time to wait till dusk to finish the project.
This is after you wring it out.
Oh yeah, sure.
As per usual, it's the next day, and so I'm gonna go ahead and show you what we got at the farmer's market and at Costco. So I got some pretty neat stuff I figured I'd show you. Of course, I got the usual 4 gallons of our raw milk, and that one is in the cooler. I'm not gonna bother bringing that out. It's just 4 gallons of raw milk with cream on top. It's delicious, awesome, wonderful, fantastic stuff. So aside from that, I forgot last week, I actually ordered 2 cases of canning tomatoes from the same gal. And so we got these. They were 25, I think they're 25-pound boxes for $25. because she said they were $1 per pound. And so I got 2 of these big cases. So that's coming up. We're going to be doing some diced tomatoes, canning up some diced tomatoes later on today with the hubby. From another market, I got 5 of these cucumbers. And then they also had, almost every single time I go there, they have, it's like some kind of like it's like a Filipino dumpling kind of meat filled deliciousness. And so I got that one. That was $3. It's freaking delicious. And the cucumbers were $1 a piece. I just love dipping them in ranch, which FYI, I know I had shared with you guys that I kind of liked the ranch with the raw milk yogurt. Next day is no joke, like it is amazing the next day. The flavors just have a chance to intensify. If you just leave it in there for like a half hour to an hour, it's kind of bland. But if you leave it in the fridge overnight, and you can even strain off some of the whey, I did that as well. I strained one batch and I left one batch whole. I mixed it together. And so it has a nice pourable consistency, but it's still like dip consistency also. It's like right in the middle. And if you let it set in the fridge overnight, next level. So good, don't even have to do anything with it. I didn't add any mayonnaise to it. I didn't add any extra of the seasoning, nothing. It was just spot on, and I love it, and I've made it several times since then. I figured I'd share that with you because I told you that I was gonna change it, but I didn't. It's delicious as is. Just leave it set for a little bit. Well, last week when I went to the farmer's market, I actually made a friend. Her name is Heather. I actually bought this from her. It was an aloe plant, and it looked gorgeous when I left, but I dropped it. So it's not quite as gorgeous, but it will be. give it a little bit. And then I also got this, it's a comfrey salve, whatever. I wanted to try this one out. My husband he gets really terrible bug bites, and his skin just does not heal. It takes him literally months for his skin to heal from a bug bite, and he'll still have a scar. So I'm hoping that this stuff will, I'm hoping it'll help him heal. So I'll let you know. I'll keep you guys posted. And I just figured I'd support the local farmer's market. This was $5, so I think it was a pretty good deal. I also got 4 pounds of ground grass-fed beef, and these are just already in the freezer, so I left them there. So then after that, I went to Costco, kind of did some errands. I picked up some compost. I haven't unloaded the compost yet. It started pouring down rain last night. Thank God. And so I have not unloaded it from my truck. Thankfully, it was covered with the tarp, so it didn't get too waterlogged. I wanted to get some stuff that I could make smoothies with my yogurt with, so I ended up getting some fruit. I got 1 case of very ripe mangoes. At the end of this, stay tuned. I'll show you how to preserve all these so that you can just have them in your freezer and you don't have to worry about them going bad. It's awesome. I got 1 of these things of these organic grapes. I think those are $8, and they're pretty good. I like them. They're tasty. And I got 2 of these cases of the organic strawberries. I already ate like maybe a third of them. They're delicious. I got 2 packs of broccoli. I dip this in the ranch as well. It's delicious. I got 2 of those. And I got some mandarins, basically. These things are delicious too. These ones, unfortunately, were not organic, but it is what it is. And then my husband has to supplement with electrolytes, and I keep forgetting to order them online. I actually prefer to order the Element online because it doesn't have any carbs in it. It just works better. My husband prefers it also. It helps him to feel better. He sweats profusely. We go outside for an hour and he goes through an entire shirt. It's awful, and I feel terrible for him. So he has to supplement with electrolytes in order to function. So I picked him up these ones. His favorite is the strawberry. I get him those, but once I remember to order them online, I'm gonna order the Element. And I think the Element ones online, if you do like the big multi-pack, they're cheaper online. But they work better, so either way, we'll go with those ones. And then I got some half and half. I know that seemed weird because I have raw milk, but I do have a yogurt project coming up that requires ultra high pasteurized, unfortunately, half and half. I'm going to toss these ones in the freezer until I actually get the culture that I need for this, and then once that happens, we'll bust this out of the freezer and we're gonna make ourselves some yogurt. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this stuff away again, and then I'm gonna bust it out, and I'm gonna show you how I'm actually gonna preserve all of this and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna get it set up to preserve so that we can bust it out easily for a smoothie. I just noticed that some of these have developed mold overnight. So I wasn't planning on doing this, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna separate these out in a vinegar water solution just to kill off any of these that might have a little bit of mold on them. The ones that have like outright mold on them, it's just chicken feed. It's unfortunate, it was perfectly clean yesterday. I should have done this yesterday. If you are buying, especially if you're buying strawberries, these things go so quickly. It's good to do the vinegar solution, the vinegar wash, right when you buy them, because we all know how quickly berries can go south. I did put it in the fridge right away, so I was surprised that it went that quickly. We're gonna go ahead and put a big old splash of some white distilled vinegar in here, fill it up with water, and let it set for about 10 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and do the same thing with our grapes, even though I don't plan on freezing the grapes, but there's spider webs in here. So I'm gonna kill anything that might be in here. And I wanna make sure they last long enough in the fridge. So since we're not freezing them, we wanna make sure that we are doing this because we wanna make sure that it lasts long enough. And the purpose of doing the vinegar wash, it kills off any like spores or things that are already starting to kind of go to work on the produce. Basically, it makes it last longer. That's the easy way to put it. While those things are soaking for about 10 minutes, that should give us plenty of time to process these mangoes. If you guys don't already know, my favorite peeler on the face of this earth is called a Titan peeler. I got this from Amazon. I think it was probably about 7 years ago, I think. It was back when I was experimenting with raw vegan and I needed a good peeler. And I've had this thing ever since. And this thing rocks it. I've never sharpened it, but if you guys know how tough it can be to peel a mango, like, it just slices right through it. So if you guys need a good peeler, I would recommend this one. If you don't, ignore me. Chickens are gonna be happy tonight. Okay, so then you just kind of cut out the core, the peel, or whatever, the seed pod. Right? And you want to find a freezer tray or like a cookie sheet that will fit inside of your freezer. And you just cut this into chunks, you know, because the purpose of you cut it into whatever size shapes that you want. That's what you do. And these are the size that I want. You want to make sure they're not touching. That is super important if you want to make sure that they're not all clumped together. We're gonna go ahead and run this out to the garage freezer. This will work a lot better if you separate out each piece. I just don't have the patience for it. This stuff is super slippery. I don't care that much. I can always, come through and I can cut them apart if I care to. But I mean, really, I'm gonna be grabbing like handfuls of this and putting it into, or like a handful and putting it into my smoothies. So if it's clumped together, it's not gonna end my world. You know, that's kind of how I look at it. So let's go and we'll feed this stuff to the chickens. This one should be a little bit easier. I'm gonna try using it's a tomato shark. Use it in restaurants and stuff like that. I have been told that it can be used as like a strawberry huller as well, but I've never tried it. Yes, it can. Holy crap. You can totally like cut this down further. You can cut it into smaller pieces. You basically cut it into the size of pieces that you want it to be. But since we're doing this for a smoothie, I'm just gonna do it like this. No need to cut it down further. Oh, why didn't I try this years ago? I've had this in my cupboard this whole time. the strawberries. These are just gonna get put into the freezer. Also, these are a lot easier to make single layer. And in the morning, they should just fall right apart and shouldn't have any issue. All right, so we got the grapes. They're all rinsed off, ready to go. A couple of options. You can put them back into the container. You know, probably want to wipe them out if they have any kind of ickiness on them. You can put them back in the container, put them back in the fridge. You can use, they have like these produce bags. I have some of them, but I'm not sure where they are. And those make them last a lot longer. You could put these in the freezer too. I just wanted them for fresh munching, so that's why I'm not putting them in there. And yeah, you can just put them in Tupperware. I'm gonna put them in something though. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, watching what we got at the farmer's market and Costco, as well as a great way that you can preserve it so that you have it for later and it doesn't rot in your fridge like that happens to me all the freaking time. If you guys are new around here, we just moved to our 30-acre homestead in Missouri. We're transplants from Washington State, and we're just showing you all the process of us learning how to turn our home into a homestead. We're getting everything set up and kind of bringing you guys along for the process. I also like to do all kinds of videos on canning, freezing, dehydrating, and fermenting, as well as videos on showing you guys ideas of how you can actually incorporate your pantry foods into your everyday cooking. If all of that sounds awesome to you, make sure you click this link right here. This is what's going to keep you guys connected to us, and you can find out about all the future happenings around here. Up here is a video that the YouTubes thinks that you're going to enjoy. This here is my last Missouri vlog video, and up here is the Missouri vlog playlist. Make sure you check that one out for all the awesomeness since the day that we left Washington State. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.